Ho-ho! Back in the shed. Working on the Galant. So today, onto the filler work. So I'll do the inside of this bonnet on where all these repairs are. Put a skim on them, and then there's various spots around the car that I'll have a go at. I might even get to a little bit of hammer and dolly work for some of these dings. But first up, let's start with the bonnet. All right, so I've got these two different brands left over from previous projects. I think this Master Troton bold polyester putty is from when we painted the AU, the XR8. And this Septone, this is the one you get from like Super Cheap Auto or whatever, and I've got 3 or 4 tins of this stuff kicking around. Might use this Master one. So it's the usual deal. Supposed to put a pea size of hardener to a golf ball size of the putty, and I got this leftover Perspex sheet from a previous project. I think I made a boat windscreen, so I just use this to mix it on. You've usually got a pretty good working time with this stuff. So then you just trail it on. I'm actually pretty happy with how this repair came out, so it's not going to need too much filler at all, just a skim. Same deal with this one. This is a little bit uglier. Along the sills here. This bolt's starting to go off. I have to move a bit quicker. yeah, this is one of those products. It's got a million different names. It's still low through here. Not sure whether you can pick that up on camera. It's only a very thin layer, but just along where the weld was there, it's a little bit lower than above and below. So what I'll have to do is I have to let this go off and then come back later on and give it another go and then lock it flat. Now while I'm waiting for the mousse to cure, I might have a go at panel beating. Can have a go at panel beating out this ding here in the rear quarter. So just to help get access, remove the tail light. Need to preserve this body line here. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but don't want to bash that flat. Dolly, this one here. It's much better. It's not as good as I'd like it. I'd like to get it a little bit flatter, because I'll give it a skim of filler, but it's just a little low spot there and a little low spot here, just either side of that body line that I'd like to try and get out. pretty happy with that. I'll give that a coat of filler as well. I normally wouldn't have a problem bogging straight over this. It looks like etch primer. I don't know what it is. I know some folks say that you should only bog on top of primers. Other people say you should only bog on bare metal. I don't believe in any of that. I'm happy to bog bare metal on top of primers, whatever. But I didn't put this stuff on here. It came on the car and I don't know what's under it. And I don't want to put bog on top of this because it could be garbage and it might delamp. Like there could be original paint underneath with some sort of primer on top, and there could be any old mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the paint off here, take whatever this is, this primer stuff off here, and then mousse this bit separately, and at least then I'll have an idea of what's going on here. And because I haven't yet figured out how much of this car is going to go to bare metal. It'll probably be the whole lot, to be honest, but I haven't yet sort of reached that. So in order to finish this repair off, I'll take the paint off here and yeah, bog straight onto the bare metal. Well, that's very interesting. That is bare metal. So someone's put, it looks like an etch primer, this etch primer down onto bare metal. It's bizarre though, because like when I got the car, it came with glass in it. Some of the trim was, well, quite a lot of the trim was still on it. So I don't know, someone was doing a bare metal respray, but they weren't going to pull the glass. And there was all these, you know, dings and rusted bits. So I'm not sure why you'd go to bare metal without first fixing the rust. Anyway, weird, but it's good news. It means it's not going to be a whole massive effort to get this etch primer off. It's going to come, etch primer comes off pretty easily, as you just saw. So I'll bog this up and continue on. Alright, so back to the inside of the bonnet. Now, the end goal here is not to get this ready for final finish. Obviously, all of this is going to go back to bare metal at some stage. All I'm going to try and do here is a DA sander. I'm just going to try and get this flat. It's not going to be perfect, so I'm going to slow this DA sander down as much as I can. And I just want to take the edge bits off, and then, because it feels good now, and then just give it just a little roughen up, and that'll be it. That's all I really want to do here. It's not a final finish because, like I said, there's a lot more work that's going to be going on to the rest of the bonnet. That's not bad. That's come up pretty good. It's a little bit, I can still feel a few little lows just there. So this will get another go, but I don't know, you need to go back and check a previous video, but all of this here, this was badly beaten in, and it was folded down, and I drilled some holes and sort of pulled it up as best I could. And that's pretty good now. So like I said, there's a little bit more bodywork that's going to go on here. Same as the rest of the bonnet, but that's going to be fine. That'll be no worries. A little bit more, and then the whole thing will get a coat, and then it should be ready for final paint. But there's a ways to go to get there yet. So sanded this one out. It came up real nice. You probably won't be able to see it till it's got paint on it, but alrighty, so bad bodywork continues. This bit looks really good on the edge of the frame. There's no further work required there, that'll be fine. This came up pretty good here. This is along the front edge and the inside of the bonnet. There's a few little rough bits that I'll just tidy up a bit later, and there's a bit over there where I've had some rust that just needs a tiny skim of filler. And then there's this big bit down the back edge of the bonnet. Like I said, just a couple of little lows in there. But that's come up pretty good. Well, I think that's where I'm going to end this one. Next time around, I'd say, well, probably for quite a while, it's going to be bodywork continues as we get the Galant ready for paint at some stage. Thanks for watching. I'm going to continue sanding.